Authentication and authorization. In this topic, we will learn about the critical components of authentication and authorization and their role in securing systems and data. We will delve into the meanings, purposes, common types, and differences between authentication and authorization. What is authentication? Authentication is the process of establishing whether a person or object is who or what they claim to be. Authentication technology verifies system access by comparing a user's credentials with the information stored in a database of authorized users or a data authentication server. In this way, authentication ensures the security of systems, processes, and organizational data. There are numerous authentication methods. Users are frequently identified with a user ID for identity, and authentication occurs when the user provides credentials such as a password that correspond with the user ID. A user ID and password are sufficient for single-factor authentication, that is SFA. In recent years, businesses have strengthened authentication with the help of additional authentication factors such as a unique code sent to a user's mobile device during a sign-in attempt or a biometric signature such as the facial scan or thumbprint. The term for this is a two-factor authentication. Authentication factors can extend beyond SFA and 2FA, which require a user ID, password, and biometric signature. Multi-factor authentication (MFA) is used when three or more identity verification factors such as a user ID and password, a biometric signature, and sometimes a personal question are used for authentication. Now let's move to the purpose of authentication. What is the purpose of authentication? Authentication verifies that a person or object is who or what they claim to be. There are numerous authentication methods. In the art world, for instance, some procedures and institutions confirm that a painting or a sculpture is the work of a particular artist. Similarly, governments employ a variety of authentication methods to prevent currency counterfeiting. In the information age, authentication projects more than just valuable things. It also protects systems and data. What is identity authentication? Identity authentication is the verification of a user's or service's identity. A system then provides the user with the appropriate access based on this information. Suppose, for instance, Lucia and Rahul work in a coffee shop. Lucia is the manager of the coffee shop, while Rahul is the barista. With a point-of-sale system, servers and baristas can place orders for preparation before granting Lucia or Rahul access to the system. The POS in this example would use some method to verify their identities. For instance, they may be required to enter a username and password or scan their thumb on a fingerprint reader. Since the coffee shop needs to keep its POS secure, employee must go through an authentication process to prove who they are. Common types of authentication. A system may use a variety of authentication mechanisms to verify users' identity. Typically, authentication processes use something you know, something you have, or something you are to verify your identity. Passwords and security questions are examples of something you know based authentication factors. Systems let you in because they think you would only know your password or the answers to your security questions. Another common factor of authentication is something you possess. This category includes physical devices such as USB security tokens and mobile phones. For instance, when you access a system that sends you a one-time password via SMS or an app, your identity can be verified because it is your device. What is authorization? The process of granting someone permissions to do or process something is known as authorization. In multi-user computer systems, a system administrator determines which user can access the system and what privileges are granted. Assuming that a user has logged into an operating system or application on a computer, the system or application may want to determine which resources can be allocated to the user during this session. Thus, authorization is sometimes viewed as the initial setup of permissions by a system administrator and the verification of the set permission values when a user gains access. Let's discuss the common types of authorization. There are numerous types of authorization systems in a typical technological environment. For instance, access control lists determine which users or services can access a specific digital environment. This access control is achieved by enforcing allow or deny rules based on the user's authentication level. On most systems, for instance, there are general users and super users or administrators. An ACL may deny access to a standard user who wishes to modify its security settings. However, administrators can change security settings so that the ACL will let them. Access to data is a common type of authorization. In any enterprise setting, you will typically encounter data with varying sensitive levels. For instance, you may find public data on the company's website, internal data that is only accessible to employees, and confidential data that is only accessible to a small number of individuals. In this example, authorization determines which users can access which type of information. Difference between authentication and authorization. Authentication and authorization may sound similar, but they serve different purposes in securing systems and data. Unfortunately, both terms refer to system access, so they are often used interchangeably. Nevertheless, they are separate processes. Similarly put, one checks a user's or service's identity before giving them access, while the other checks what they can do once they have the access. A simple example is the best way to illustrate the distinction between the two terms. Suppose you are at a high-end restaurant for a special event. The hostess asks you for your name and checks it against your guest list, verifying your identity, which is authentication. Once your name is confirmed on the guest list, she escorts you to your reserved table, giving you permission to occupy that specific table, which is authorization. However, you cannot access the restaurant's kitchen or other restricted areas without additional clearance from the manager, that is further authorization. What are the similarities between authorization and authentication? Well, authentication and authorization are both components of the underlying access granting processes. Due to the fact that the two terms share the same abbreviation auth in information security, they are frequently confused. Authentication and authorization utilizes identities in a similar manner. One checks a user's identity before letting them in, while the other uses this identity to control who can get in. Now let's learn how authentication and authorization operates in cloud computing. Security is a crucial aspect of any cloud computing service. These services provide a shared access model where everything runs on the same platform. So they must separate and secure customer services and data. Cloud service providers use authentication and authorization to achieve those security objectives. With authentication and authorization, cloud computing platforms that use a shared resource model could offer economies of scale. For instance, when a user attempts to access a particular cloud service, the system will prompt them for authentication. This challenge could request a username and password or another identity verification factor, such as accepting an app notification. After the user authenticates successfully, the cloud platforms will use authorization to ensure that the user can only access the systems and data. Without authentication and authorization, it would not be possible to separate customer environments on the same platform. Which comes first, authentication or authorization? Identity is required both for authentication and authorization. Authentication always precedes authorization, since a user or service cannot be authorized without first being identified.